Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared Weathers, and this is part 3 of my History of Madden series. Thank everybody who watched the last one. I love Madden, love making these videos. So, let's begin with Madden 98. Madden has a long-standing criticism, even today, about their AI. Of course, the AI is much better today, but they needed to do something to fix it at the time. The AI was kind of easy back in the early days, so they made a commitment to upgrading it. They created a new AI system called Liquid AI. They also introduced a touch pass in the game, a first real difference in a while for the series. You can also switch to any player at any time. This game was released for the PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, Super NES, Sega Genesis, and Windows. On the Windows release, they allowed you to download the latest rosters to keep the game up to date. A version was being made for the Panasonic M2, the second EDO machine, but it was canceled. Game.com, a handheld console, was also going to have a Madden port, but the founder Alan Richardson decided it was going to be too difficult and it got canceled as well. Overall reception was positive, with everyone agreeing the Liquid AI was a major upgrade. Like this quote from Gary Kutlak from Sega Saturn magazine, saying the AI, quote, makes the game a lot harder, but a well-earned victory is much more satisfying, don't you think? End quote. All Game gave the game 4 out of 5 stars for the PS1 and SNES consoles, while only a 3.5 out of 5 for the Genesis. This was pretty much agreed on throughout the industry. Madden 98, with glowing reviews, was actually outsold by Sony Interactive's own Game Day 98. Even though Game Day was the best-selling football game, EA kept their heads high. While Madden 98 was the new thing on most consoles, one didn't get it, and that was the Nintendo 64. They got Madden Football 64. This was a port of Madden 98 without real names of the teams. Acclaim Entertainment had the exclusive rights to the NFL license on Nintendo 64 throughout the 97-98 season. However, the NFLPA had an agreement with EA. The players' names are in the game. The Pro Bowl was named the Madden Bowl, while the Super Bowl was the EAS Championship. This is the only Madden to lack a full NFL license. As for the teams, the names were where their stadiums were located, like New England Patriots are, for instance, Foxborough, or the Lions being Pontiac. Even the historic team, the LA Rams, were Anaheim. Most of the jerseys and helmets were altered except for the Broncos. This game was worked on from early 97 to the end of 97, with it being set in November for a release. But right before it was set to launch, the NFL complained the team colors were the same, so EA had to delay it for a bit to fix it. But most of Madden 98 was retained, except for the full motion eclipse, as the N64 was not that powerful, so they got some new taunts and celebrations and some other small stuff. While feedback was positive, Next Generation Magazine had the lowest rank of the game at a 2 out of 5. Craig Kajawa, I think, of Electronic Gaming Monthly gave the N64 version a 9 out of 10, but said the polygonal players caused slowdown, and obviously did not lack the real-life NFL team names. And he said he enjoyed Madden 98 much better. Next Gen Mag, however, did not recommend this as their main gripe was the NFL teams, as it was a unforgivable flaw according to them. In early 98, EA announced that since Acclaim had the exclusive NFL license, Madden 99 will feature a full license. They also wanted to be a real competition to other football games, making it HD and adding wrap-up animations for tackles. This game was released for 2 consoles, PS1, N64, and Windows. I don't count computers as a console. The game sports new features. This game adds being able to cover the ball while running and adding chop blocks and clotheslines, but were taken out to allow for regular tackles. This game also featured historic teams like the 78 Steelers and the 85 Bears, as well as a secret Turboron team and an every decade NFL All-Stars team. So like the 70s, 80s, 90s, like pro players. You had to enter the secret code "Welcome Back" to access the secret teams. This game also features the first instance of franchise mode, although not nearly as all-encompassing as it is now. You could use one team per franchise. Creative players were not able to be added to the free agent pool or added to a team. You could also only play 15 seasons with real-life schedule making technology. You can sign, trade, draft, and release players. It also supports multi-taps, as most games did. This game allows your creative player from NCAA Football 99. Gary Zimmerman was featured as a free agent even though he retired at the beginning of the season. Pepper Johnson was listed as a 24-year-old, but also a 12-year veteran. The PlayStation version was released on August 25th, 1998. Most reviews were positive, even next gen. However, they said the gap between Madden and Game Day is the size of the Grand Canyon, a feat obviously not easily made up. Game rankings and aggregators sets the PS1 version at an 84% positive, while the N64 has an average of 88% positive, so I guess that game was just better. Not a whole lot changed in Madden 2000. Only a few things. We're not only seeing John Madden on the cover now. We also see Barry Sanders on most covers, but the European pal got Dorsey Levens on the cover. This game was released in 1999, a year after Sanders actually retired from the NFL. Franchise mode was tweaked with adding more owners to the mode, allowing the CPU to take on more responsibilities, but you still cannot add creative players to the mode. On PC, before you jump into the franchise, you have to add all 31 coaches, not something you can do on the consoles. Madden 2000 was released on August 17th, 1999 in North America on PlayStation, August 31st on the N64 and Windows, October 26th on the Game Boy Color, and November 16th on the Mac, making this the first football game released on the Mac. The most positive was the N64 release with an overall rating of 89%, with the PlayStation coming in second with an 86%, but the Game Boy at the lowest was 73%, still more than 50%, but still the lowest of any other console that got it. Now, I have played Madden 2000, and I thought it was really fun, but the rest of these I didn't really play. A lot of my experience with the games are going to be mid-2000s to today. As I was not really that old. I was 8 in 2005, so that's really when I started playing stuff like that. So not a lot of thoughts on the older games, older than obviously 2000 or even 01 through 04. I maybe played 04 a little bit, but definitely 01 to 03 I have never played. I've definitely heard good things. I've watched the reviews from like Soft Drink TV and stuff as much as I actually want to watch it. But definitely comment your thoughts on what you think of the games, especially on the ones that I didn't play. So 99 backwards, and then 01 to 03, 100% did not play any of those. Your experiences and your favorite Madden game. I know everyone's going to be probably different. When we get to my game, you'll definitely know because I'll have more to talk about it. But anyway, thank everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Like the video, dislike the video, subscribe. Don't subscribe if you really don't want to. Comment, all this stuff. Thank you. Have a good day.